on 4 pillars: that you live a simple life, freedom, generosity, and community. Mustard Seed Communities is a children's home or private voluntary organization whose aim is to take care of orphaned and vulnerable children in the Bulawayo community, focusing also on children who are living with disabilities. Being affected by HIV and AIDS covers all the children who we say are vulnerable in one way or another, all the children that we deal with as residential homes, which is our core business here, the children's home, but we also have preschools that we run in communities here in Woodville, in Kabacha, which is North Trinlands. There's a squatter camp there where we run a preschool and a nutrition program. We also run a nutrition program in Pumula, St. Bernard's Parish. We also run a nutrition program at Ngozi Mine, which is a dump site along Big Falls Road. And here in Woodville is where we have everything. There's a preschool, there's a home, and we have the nutrition programs, and we also have youth training on the site, which is also aimed at assisting youth in the community with skills in sewing, in bakery and craft, which allows them also to have something to start from. Most of them are dropouts of school or are unable to continue with school for one reason or another. So the courses that we offer here are just to give them something to start off with. They can kickstart life with that. And we also have our farming initiatives, which are also aimed at mustard seed being self-sustained. It's getting very tough out there, and one of our focuses is making sure that we can sustain ourselves. So as part of our farming projects, we have the boilers, we have the layers, we have a piggery project, and a garden, which is market gardening, where we have different crops that are planted there. At Mustard Seed, we want to plant what we eat and eat what we plant, which means that we would, as much as possible, subsidize having to buy general things of every day. Even our children's homes are required to have a garden where the basics, tomatoes, onions, chomolia, cabbage going on, they can manage to do that for themselves. So Mustard Seed is what we call, we say we are a ministry that is providing social service in the community. So that is what marks us as a different organization giving support to the community. Ours is a ministry, we're a faith-based organization, and that's what makes that ministry part of us. If I've left out anything for Taka, who is our administrator.
If you need to go back to your community at some stage, or you grew up in another person to live on your own. So the idea is to train them for independent living. So this was mentioning about market gardening or making a garden. The approach is a very practical approach, something that is African. Because sometimes in this institution, even these children who are affected by HIV and AIDS, there's a danger of creating an artificial environment for them. So we try our best to run them as a family unity. You notice that in our children's home, somebody who's HIV positive and somebody who's physically challenged and somebody who is maybe overboarded, they stay together as one family. So the idea is to make them aware that we are all equal, we're all the same, and every one of them is presented with an equal opportunity to go to school, to groom your talent. That is the whole objective of Mustard Seed. So in a nutshell, we offer nutritional support, educational support, spiritual support, academic support to the residents and the children. And the hallmark of us as an organization is rooted on what we call caring, sharing, and training. If you look at these terms, they connote togetherness and seeking joint solutions to common challenges. So the approach in all that caring, sharing, and training is to make the children understand that they're also stakeholders in this Mustard Seed. It's no point in giving them all that they need, yet they don't have a voice. So we also try our best to stimulate them, build their confidence in whatever they do through that caring, sharing, and training. So that's basically what we do as Mustard in a nutshell. So we educate, we shelter, we train. That is some of Mustard Seed communities in a nutshell.
You spoke of, if you're saying residents, are you referring to the children that you assist, or anyone from the community can just walk in?
There's a distinction. Residents are the ones that are in our homes. So for the 53 children who stay in house, those are the residents. We try to separate them, residents. Then the others that come from the nutrition program and the preschools, all the children, whether resident children who call residents, and children from the nutrition program that comes from the community. That's the distinction. So those who stay here are the ones that we define as residents. Those who stay outside are children, but all in all, everybody's a child. Yeah.
Okay, so your program only concentrates on children?
Yes, we are more focused on the children.
From which age groups?
From using this from 0 to 18. But sometimes in this ministry, you find someone who is physically challenged or always been, for some of them may be physically challenged and also affected by HIV. So you find somebody, especially when it comes to disability, I may be 21 years here, but it look like somebody who's 3 years in terms of the physical stature. So sometimes you sort of use the spirit of the law. The law will say 0 to 18, but somebody can be 21 as a physically challenged person who is in our care. So we kind of use the ministerial aspect and the letter of the spirit of the law. That's the idea. But in principle, it's 0 to 18 years. And what happens is, along the process, the goal is to make sure that these residents or these children, as they come here, we research more, but sometimes they come with a certain vulnerability, then we sort of tackle that vulnerability. Then after that, we begin to outreaches and trace them. So we can actually trace their relatives and guardians and things like that in that process, so that when the time comes when they reach 18 years, especially those ones that are traceable, then they can go back to the community. That's the idea.
Okay, so your nutrition program is how big?
On average, we feed 500 children every day. On average, 500 in all the 4 centers where we are. On a daily basis, 500 children are given lunch. Then when schools are closed, they are given breakfast and lunch and some psychosocial activities that they do in the programs. That's what we do.
How do you identify their needs?
Their needs is based on a criteria. We do have set criteria that we use, baseline, that we use to sort of ascertain their vulnerability. The obvious one would be orphan, being an orphan, in a general orphan. The second one is disability. The third one will be being affected by HIV and AIDS, and there's also the other situation that may arise. But there's a criteria that we follow, and we try our best to keep on refining this criteria. That's how we take them in. But with regarding to the residents, those that stay here, they come through the social welfare department. So there we don't have much say. It's just the social department that will identify the need, because every child who stays in an institution like this is to be placed by the Department of Social Welfare. So we don't have much say. As long as there's space, they'll just tell us there's a child A, B, C, D that is here, then they are brought here.
I'm not sure if this is relevant, but I would want to know where you get your funding from.
This organization is a very grassroots in terms of funding. Funding comes from different sources, from donors, from benefactors, on the speaker, and we say a ministry. The people in the ministry, church community, beyond church community who have committed to assisting mustard seed, that we call benefactors. Then there are also donors that also have committed to help mustard seed. Then there's the corporate world and individuals. So it's sort of a comprehensive grassroots, from corporate to the last man on the street, kind of like donation that we get. That's how we're funded. Locally, regionally, and also partly international donors. That's how we do it. That's the first part. The second aspect is you try also to, as they grow up, you need the physical separation. That is also very true. What have assisted us as an organization that are spiritual aspect, where you try to empower them with the Ubuntu in general. So far we haven't had any cases. I was a little bit safe regarding that aspect, but it's something that can happen anytime. So we try our best. So what happens is each house has got a mother who is sort of permanently there, right? So that is their authority figure at their home. So that is how. So the mother plays a very critical role, especially in the day-to-day running of the home. With, of course, they have got the assistants. Then there's also the social worker. They also come into the picture for counseling. But sometimes what causes some of these things is the past that is not dealt with. So we also engage with counseling services from the social worker, their mother also, and that's the approach that we use. It's a multifaceted approach that we use.
Any more questions? Maybe questions will arise during the tour.
During the tour. Okay, I think we can now proceed on the tour.
At the beginning, it was gathering for the rest. These are from National AIDS Council. They're just coming to do a small documentary about mustard seed. Saka mama, ezusho mungu zoti kana ndikaenda vanhu nemayenzi ndimunotaura. And saka mama ndo achatudza just ikamune 1 or 2 questions amunobvunza mama, you can ask. She can speak, she can kuluma, she can taura. So, so what you can do before they speak, and actually give it a how many are you? Monokara say, that's the best thing I'm gonna
It's Pampa Freedom House, it may Vana 16, Wakomana 9, Vaskana 6. He secondary Vatatu, Vaskana. We Rangavari grade 7, one also in down from 1 4, one way say my grade that class. Saka Oku, Ndoku, boys wing, Uku in Vaskana. Uku Ndiro kitchen at no shandy. Chandisa. Yavano shandisira vana kubikira.
So it's a full-fledged kitchen. Can we go and talk to people?
Vanobika wega.
Tinenge tichivabatsira tivamonita nokuti vamwe vacho vatikurendisa. Zvemani tata toisa toiswa usari nemvura yesadza.
Maybe the other things that you can highlight, therefore the interest. How do you take care of Vana Varupama air treatment? How do you, there was a question that came at it. How do you integrate them Navangwe? How do they take it? Yeah, that aspect.
Ivo pachavo vere vanongosangana havafiti kuti hativaisi vanegeta kuti ava vanonwa maARVs ayo vana vanongoshanda pamwe chete vachitamba pamwe chete asi nguva yavo kunwa matablets kana yasvika yemakusende manheru vanongonwa.
Vamwe vavo vanoziva.
Vanoziva.
Actually, I'm going to remind mama kuti avana munhu vasatomwa mapills. Yeah.
Mari?
No, remind kuti gavana nganeza zotomwa.
Aiwa ndinovaudza vamwe varipo kuti nguva yakwana ndinovafungisa kuti endai munonwa mapills. Vamwe vavo varipo.
asi kazhinji vanozvizivira, asi ndikaona kuti 6 o'clock dzachaya vari kure ndine mapirisi ndoti endai munonwa mapirisi.
Munopiwa kupi mapirisi?
Tinopiwa kumupiri.
Munongonomirawo muraini here kana kuti mune preferential treatment yamunowana kuti ava vane vana munoita sei?
OI inzvimbo yatinopiwa mapirisi enhingiriki nevanhu vari paart, saka vanhu veart vese vanenge vachingoenda kusaidi ro
mungonomirawo mulaini.
Nokuti kunenge kwakawandira.
Munoenda navo here vana?
So another question.
Chiona vana vacho.
Vana vacho.
Aonda na maenga.